What makes a successful tailgate party for Chuck Finley?
I think it's good people and somebody bringing the right type of meat, ribs or whatever, hamburgers or whatever, being a good cook. Salad dressing, potato salad. You got to have potato salad and a good dessert, whether it be 15 or 20 cupcakes. That's always great.
Is there any place better to tailgate than right here under the Big A?
I've had some good times out here. We've had some good times. I come out here when I was playing after games and visited with fans and friends of mine. So yeah, I really love it. And I did a lot of tailgating back home in Louisiana. We go down to watch the LSU Tigers play, so that's a pretty good time too. But they're cooking boudin and crawfish and etouffee down there. I mean, it's like 5-star restaurants.
Sure. So, how'd you feel watching the College World Series?
That was interesting. There was a couple plays that I was like, I didn't understand the ruling of it because they changed them, but I thought it was great for the game. They kind of put the offense back into the game. The last couple of years, the ball and the bats have been so dead that these 2-1 games kind of got a little old, but it was very exciting to watch LSU play. I was really enjoying watching them, but it was just a good series all around. I mean, the two better teams showed up.
And now the Angels last week had a little bit of a wild one with a walk-off on a strikeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, what most Angels fans might not realize is you actually hold the record with the most forced strikeout in one inning.
Yeah.
3 times I think you did it.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind when that happens?
Well, it's just, why me? Is my catcher blind? It's a weird deal. To do it once is kind of like a freaky deal. And okay, I get that. Because I had a pitch that was kind of at times uncatchable. My split finger was very uncatchable at times because it bounced real hard. But to do it twice and then do it a third time, I was kind of going, okay, where's this going? But you kind of feel bad for your catcher at some point because you're giving away an out, plus you got to get another one, so you're basically having to get 4 outs in 1 inning. So it was an interesting thing to do. I wouldn't want to keep doing it, but I guess it's better than being known giving up 4 home runs in a game. That wouldn't be that good.
No, that would not be good. Now the game's changed since you played with all the shifts and everything, but in some ways you were part of teams that may have preceded that. You played for Gene Mock, who was notorious for like the 6-man infield. What goes through your mind when you're using a funky defense like that?
Well, you're hoping that you hit the spot that they're trying to defend against. A lot of times when you do that and they do a little shift for you, you don't put the ball where you're supposed to put the ball. The shift doesn't work. But, Gene Mock was that way. He was an innovator in baseball as far as alignment goes. And then we had Joe Madden, who pretty much started the whole shifting game to the extreme where, I mean, they're moving third basemen over behind shortstop over behind second. So you're vacating areas, big holes in the infield that, if you don't make the right pitch, it could be a very easy hit for somebody.
Now, what would happen? Fans often look at that and say, why doesn't a batter bunt against it? What would happen, what would go through your mind if a batter did that, bunted down third base and no one's there?
Well, you'd probably want him to try that. I mean, it's not good when it happens, but you kind of want him to do that. You kind of want him to get out of his swing and try to do that because he's shown that he can't hit the ball that way. So in bunting, and most guys aren't very good at it, but I've looked on the field before and seen the biggest hole over like we all have, and you go, why don't he just drop down a bunt? They give him a free hit, but they don't do it. They just keep hitting right into the shift.
Now, baseball seems to be experiencing a surge in home runs. Last month, I think they hit more home runs than any month beforehand. As a pitcher, what's your theory?
I think the balls are a little tighter. It seems like the balls are wound a little tighter this year, and they've got a lot more carry to them than they have in the past. I don't know if it's because of the seams and the spin and the way they're kind of climbing, but I've noticed that the balls seem like they're a little tighter and the spin on them is a little different. But I don't know. There's some powerful guys, man. As the bat speeds up, and the pitching's gotten better this year. I mean, the pitching around the league has really gotten good, but when the balls start flying, they start flying. And the weird thing about a game in Anaheim, I remember the ball in the day games used to fly out of here, and then now it's kind of backed off a little bit. But I think the balls are wound a little bit tighter this year.
With that, do you think, would you want to know all the stats? Would you really want to know how much your pitches dropped and like what the spin rate was?
No, I think that's overkill for me. I know a lot of guys that I play with, and still to this day, I think there's so much information out there that you can go and look at and do and see, but the game is still pretty basic, catch the ball, throw the ball, hit the ball. And when you start bringing in all these other elements into the game, it's just more confusion for a guy. And I think the pitching has kind of gotten that way where they're trying to focus on so many curveballs and sliders that they forget that they're, a good fastball is the best pitch you can have. So,
as a fan, it seems like you were still part of that era where pitchers pitched and really were hitting spots more than just today. You'd almost call them more throwers. How hard can you throw? Throw 100 pitches as hard as you can, where you had to conserve some. Is that a change you've seen, and what do you think
I've
about
seen
it?
A lot of that because of the fact that now that the middle of the bullpen has become so specialized in the way that they managed from the 5th inning to the 8th inning on. I mean, nowadays if a starting pitcher gets in a little bit of trouble, he's out of there and they bring somebody in. So you're never really given a chance to pitch through certain situations. That makes guys really good. But I think the game, pitching-wise, it really has focused on the middle innings of the game because it seems that's where the game is most of the time lost or gets away from you.
As a pitcher, now that we have like instant replay, would you want, say, an electronic strike zone?
No, I don't. I would find it very hard for me to be competitive. I'm saying this from afar because the strike zone seems to be so small. When I was pitching, you show an umpire you can hit certain spots, and then you move it an inch, and he'll still give it to you. But today, they're so focused on that little square, and they are brought back in. They're shown the tape, and you miss this call, you miss that one, you miss this one, you miss that one. So, they keep track of them the same way that they do us or the hitters. So I don't know if that strike zone is better or worse, but I just think if they would open it up, it would speed the game up a little bit, and it would make the game a little more enjoyable.
Now, to make it fair, since the home runs are getting called, shouldn't you get the high strike back?
Yeah, that would work. I always thought that strike started from here down to the knee. But
yeah, I've never seen it above.
I've seen guys throw hanging curveballs now that right down the middle, and I go, that's a strike. And you swing it, you'd hit it a mile, but you don't get it. You've got to be very precise these days. It's almost like throwing into a hefty cup.
Well, on that, let's let you go mingle with the crowd. Thank you so much, Chuck, for your time.
All right, man. Nice talking to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.